Shot us a doe last night. Last day of Michigan deer season. It's the next morning. It was snowing really hard last night and didn't have enough light to show you this, so we waited till today. We're going to show you a gutting video on how I do it. Everybody does it a little different, but this is how I do it. It's quick, effective, and efficient because the deer's dead. We're just trying to get stuff done. My knife of choice is a Browning Kodiak. Many people have their favorite brand of knife, Gerber, Buck. It doesn't matter. This is a cheap knife I bought. It's $45. 20 years ago. This thing holds a great edge. I can gut a deer, skin a deer, quarter deer before I have to put an edge back on it. It's a dual blade for gutting. It's been a great knife, rubber coated. Again, preferred blade of length is roughly 2.5 inches. You can use shorter or longer. Again, everybody does everything different. And cleanliness, I take my gutting gloves and I put them on a Ziploc bag. So when I am finished, I can put everything back in the Ziploc bag and take it out with me. They come in their own little plastic bag. You can't reseal it and put it back in your pocket. So with that being said, let's get to work. And these are basically just calving gloves that get sold in the hunting industry. And always try to find the ones that come with the rubber. These are Allen brand. And that will tighten up the loose plastic so you can feel better. Set that to the side. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is some people cut the pelvic bone. I prefer just to cut it out at the beginning and I'll pull it through. Then I don't have to carry a saw or an axe or anything to cut the bone out. It's just extra stuff to carry. This and these stay right in my pack all the time. So if you need to field dress a deer and then come out and get it later, whatever the case may be. Well, let's begin. Bring the camera down here if you would. The first thing we're going to do is just cut around the butthole. Get all that loose skin as deep as we can. And mind you, the urine sac is actually up into this area, so we're not going to be able to touch it with the blade doing it this way. They do make tools for this. I personally have never used them, but some people prefer them. Now our next step is to get her up, and we were going to take the milk sac off, just in case there's milk in it, anything like that. If it was a buck, obviously you'd take his stuff off, and there'll be a line, urine tract right here that you'll cut out on the way down. We'll start by just cutting the skin, not through the meat, just the skin. You get below the sac and around it. We're going to cut that all the way to the bottom. And open her up so her legs will open up for me. Now the next thing I'm going to do is punch a hole in this meat right here. Not to go too far, because if you see right here, that's her intestines. You don't want to cut them. Now in this particular knife, I can open it up and it's got a rounded tip. So I can switch blades and run that right up. Not everybody owns this knife. So just take your fingertip, put it over the tip of the blade, inside, and just run it up. Right to the brisket. You can see right here is the brisket. We're all the way up. Ooh, she was full. Now we're going to reach and pull this down a little bit. And I will need you to bring the camera down in here for me. Let me cut this open so people can see this better. There's a diaphragm. This meat right here is just a diaphragm. And what we'll need to do is follow that rib cage around, using your hand to push the guts away from your knife blade. And you'll want to do that on both sides until you get to the bottom. And then another thing you cannot see because of this angle, I do not have a saw. And this, my friends, is not good on your knife. Once we get up in here, which there ain't much throat or heart or anything left, but this is the throat. You're gonna want to reach in through the chest cavity and cut that throat. And once you do that, put your knife down, grab the bottom of everything, and pull it right out. And right there, the pooper come out. Got a little bit. Cut right there. Of course, this one's being stubborn. There it goes. A little bit extra kidney fat. And there you have a cleaned out carcass minus the blood. Get that out of our way. The next thing we're going to do is flip her over to get the excess blood out. Just prop her up right here. Now, have a lot of extra blood in here. I don't worry about it too much because I'm going to go process it right now. But if you weren't, we have snow. I try to find water. Try to get her cleaned up the best you can. Especially if it was a bad shot deer. Gut shot, something like that. And there you have it. Quick and simple. Very easy. Take your gut and gloves back off. Which I've messed up. That's not my blood. Stuff those back in your Ziploc. And this is a pint-sized Ziploc. You can use a quart, gallon. It really doesn't matter which one. Now that's nice and clean. Take it back home with you. Let me get that little bit off me. And now she's ready to take to the processor, hang in your garage, skin out, quarter, however you take care of your deer after the fact. I hope this helps you guys. Thank you for watching.